I believe that government matters. In other words, business people need to adjust to whatever environment we have. And if there's no change, that's the way it is, and we should adjust and be flexible to that. But I also think that good political leadership makes business better, makes business work better. And I think there's opportunity, there's just a sense on the street that change needs to take place. And if the election helps that promote it and be a catalyst for it, then I think the country will be all to the better. I worry a little bit about there's so much built into the election. And it's improved the stock market. Absolutely. It's improved a bunch of other things.
Corporate sentiment is a lot better.
I always worry that if people hang too many hopes on just one one bet, that somehow they could be disappointed. But again, I come back and say India's got a tremendous number of strengths, and maybe it'll only take a few small changes to get it back on a growth track, and sometimes political change can help drive that.
So you don't think that growth in India is agnostic to the nature of political formation, or do you think that because it's a country with 1 billion+ consumers?
Look, I think confidence counts. In other words, I think there's a sense that government can create confidence. Clearly it can with investors, foreign direct investment and things like that. Policies matter. Those are things that, let's look at a simple one. Let's look at if the price of gas is capped at $4, there's going to be no exploration for gas. If there's no exploration of gas, then India is going to constantly be dependent on every other region of the world for natural resources, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So there's a sense that price can go from 4 to 8, right? That's a government policy. Business can't change that. So there's probably a dozen things just like that could be a catalyst for investment. Now, those are all hard because maybe a consumer is going to pay more for electricity, maybe somebody else is going to pay less, things like that. It's easy for me to say because I'm not running for anything. But at the end of the day, the sense is that there's 15 decisions that just have been hung up because people are waiting for a political change and nobody's wanted to make a decision, and that's inherently bad. And I think that's the kind of opportunities we see here in India.
The other thing that people talk about is that they want political stability, but is political stability as important as strong leadership? Because we've probably had political stability for 10 years, but many believe we may not have had strong, decisive leadership. For a developing country like India, and when you compare it with, say, China, is it more important that you have strong, decisive leadership?
Again, I'm a guy who gets up every day to sell jet engines, so I don't want any of your viewers to think I can bring a certain political philosophy. Again, I can only be an observer and tell you what I've learned. I think decisions matter. I think where the country is right now, somebody that's willing to take on some of the big challenges that have existed in the country and just make decisions so that people can make their own plans. And when a set of decisions are hung up in a legislative process or because people are afraid to make decisions, that creates a level of uncertainty that doesn't make it easy for anybody to invest. So I think if you paint a picture, business can adjust. Even if it's what we don't agree with, we can adjust. We'll know what to do. And I just wish that would take place. But again, I'm here as an honored guest. I'm not here to tell the government what to do, but I do think that would be helpful.
In 2007, you said that if you had $1 to invest, it would be in India. Does that still hold true?
Well, look, there's more places for me to invest today than ever before. One of the things I would say,
as well, huh?
One of the things I would say in general, for a company like GE is, it's no longer a China-India dimension. It's more of a global dimension. We do more business in more countries today than ever before, and they all show a pretty good promise. What I would say is that I'm still an investor in India. I still think there's good potential.
Well, you can catch the Jeff Immelt exclusive interview entirely at 7:30 p.m. only on ET Now Today.